You know, you mentioned your boys. Have they seen many of your movies? Because most of your movies, even if they're not kind of adult in content, even if they're not full-on, they're still quite grown up in theme, and some of the scenes are quite intense.
Well, people ask me that all the time. They just assume that I've been showing them, but which one do I show them? You know? Gladiator, with people getting their heads chopped off, and
Start with Womper Stomper. Start with that one.
Yeah,
they're too rough, these
But
movies.
I did think that Robin Hood was going to be the one, you know. So it's been in their lives for a couple of years. They were on the set with me. You know, they had little knights costumes. You know, lovely Janty Yates, the costume designer, made little chainmail for them. You know, and they were there with me on the set. They saw me riding into battle on horseback and
they must
spinning
have loved
around.
That. It must have been great.
They thought it was just fantastic. So you know, when we flew to Los Angeles, the studio had organised a screening room so that I could take them along. You know, just me and them. And now I got to say, I was pretty chuffed. I was pretty excited, and I sat them down and said, "Now, boys, tomorrow, we're going to go to this screening of Robin Hood." And they were just over the moon. They were so excited, you know. And next day, we got in the car, and they're kind of jet lagged and all that, you know. They get in the car, and they're really excited, and they're pushing each other and fighting and all that. Like, calm down, you know, we get to the theatre. And for one reason or another, we couldn't start the film for about 35 minutes. So they did like 20 laps of the theatre and in the projection booth, out of the projection booth, you know, playing Robin Hood, jumping on top of each other. And just as we were starting the film, you could kind of feel, so the energy burn out and the jet lag set in. You know, I've got Charlie, my 6-year-old, on my lap, and Tenny's sitting next to us, you know, the little one. And seriously, man, 5 minutes in. Not even 5 minutes, you know. This great moment between father and father and his sons. And my oldest boy goes, "Oh, Dad, can we go home now?" And I was like, "But just watch a little bit more, because you think you're going to like this." And my little one says, "Dad, when did you get the horse?" And I said, "In a minute, baby, we'll get the horse in a minute." And the older one goes, "Dad, can we go home now?" And the little one says, "Dad, when did you get the horse?" I said, "In a minute, baby, no, come on, bud, just wait for a minute, you know." "Dad, when do you get the little baby? In a little while, Dad will get the horse, don't worry." "Is it going to be a white one?" "Yeah, it's going to be a white one." "Dad, can we go home now? I'm tired." I mean, boys, just hang in there, you know, it's going to be great. You're going to really like this. And I get the horse on screen, and the little one goes, "Dad, you got the horse. Can we go home now?"
You know, in a way, that's a nicer memory, isn't it?
Well, it's just one of those, you know, humbling moments that you go through with your kids on a regular basis.
Well, you know, anyone over the age of 6, I think, won't have that problem in the movie, because Ridley Scott knows how to do action on that scale.
Did you get to see it?
Yeah. And you guys work so well together, and you obviously love working with him.
I do, man. He's one of the greatest visual artists of our time, you know. And the bigger the canvas, the better for Ridley. And you know, he gives me a certain amount of responsibility, and I enjoy that. And, you know, the more moving parts, the better, really, so.
Let's have a look at a clip. This it opens on the 12th of May here in the UK. Have a look at this.
Calm and careful. Make it count. Go!
Blood for France! Go!
It'll make a fine pincushion.
King Philip!
You must be filled with the finished product, and presumably, I get the feeling that if audiences like it, you're going to make more, because it ends just when the story we normally see begins.
Yeah, well, that's slightly embarrassing. I think the last few frames of the movie are really me and Ridley kneeling before the audience going, you know, "Please let us make a second, because we really like doing this." So it's a bit... but yeah, but that was our idea. When we first sat down and we talked about all the elements we'd like in the story, it was going to be a 7.5-hour movie.
Yeah.
So you've got two choices there. You can either truncate what the vision is, which is not going to be satisfying to a guy like Ridley, or you can find a natural break in the story and just tell as much of the story as you can, and that's what we did.
Did you always know that you, as an actor, that you would achieve this success? Or were you confident enough?
My dream was sort of like, you know, about music and about songwriting and stuff, and that's what I pursued from, you know, my first record came out in '81 when I was 16. You know, it came out on a 7-inch vinyl single, you know.
Was this kind of that Ross and Rock or something? What was it called? It was
some shit.
Yeah.
And it was terrible. And, in fact, pretty much every record I've ever made
you is that you in Neighbours? Or, yeah, that's when you were a kid there.
They make a big deal of here, but I tell you what, I shot 3 episodes in Neighbours in, like, one afternoon. Yeah. I was doing theatre in Melbourne, and for that sort of day's work or whatever, I got twice as much money as for doing the 8 shows of theatre. You know, but, yeah, I was in and out in a blink. But when I did it, you know, I got to punch Craig McLachlan while Kylie Minogue was on my back trying to strangle me, and Jason Donovan was trying to break up the fight. So even at that stage, even though I was like a recognised theatre actor and I was a professional theatre actor, you know, I said, if nothing ever happens, that's one for the grandkids.
What are you doing next? What's after? I guess you finished promoting this, and then do you know what your next project is?
Right now, I've got... you know, the wife's releasing an album, you know, she's got all that work to do. I've got the kids to look after, you know, so I haven't actually decided when I'm going to go to work again.
But you're pretty hands-on with the kids, and, you know, that's the kind of the best period. When they're sort of 3 up until when they're about, I don't know, 42, they're the best years. But no, they're such lovely years, aren't they? I mean, that's just great. And you don't want to be working too much then if you can help it.
No, you know, that's the thing, that they're both starting to get to that point where they're saying, look, you just work too much, you know, you're away too much. And, you know, I was just away from them for a couple of days, and that's the vibe that they gave me. You know, the other day we were sitting around having a chat. It's just me and Charlie and Tennis, just the boys, you know, having a chat. So, Charlie, what do you want to do when you grow up, you know? And he goes, I think I've decided, because he's wanted to be a paleontologist, an author, you know, and he said, I think I've decided I'm going to be a chef. I was like, it sounds practical, you know? Yeah. I said, cool. Now, why? And he says, because that means I'm in charge of the food. Like, right, okay, cool. So I asked Tennyson, what do you want to be when you grow up, bub? And he says, a dog. I said, really? What kind of dog? He goes, a bad one, a bad dog. I want to be a bad dog.
Well, you know what? I found out what I can do after this. Hey, great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us again.
Mate.
It's always lovely to see you. Mr. Russell Crowe, ladies and gentlemen. Russell Crowe, good to see you. Mr. Russell Crowe, ladies and gentlemen.